What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about the new Superman teaser trailer. I know that's what we're doing right now. We have teaser trailers to actual trailers that come out, because the official trailer is supposed to be coming out tomorrow. And I just want to say, I don't know, okay? I have no idea about this movie, to be 100% honest. It's been a very bipolar relationship when it comes to me and this film, because I remember the first trailer, I was just blown away. I was like, this is it. This is peak. This is cinema. This is amazing. Like how they intercut the music with him saving the little girl and all this. I like this. This is Superman. And all of that tension went the way of the dinosaur when they released the next teaser trailer or whatever it is. I come to find out that, the scene with him talking about, hey, Krypto, take me home, that's all now a joke. It's all jokey joke, and Krypto is bouncing on him, and he's screaming like a little girl, Krypto, and people were justifying it, because people can justify anything. That's what I've realized. I realized, the Snyder cult is just as bad as the James Gunn cult, okay? They're both cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because people are like, oh, he's just playing with them. I'm like, he's clearly in pain. Krypto doesn't see that. Oh, he's just a dog, Lucas. He's just a dog. So it was just foolishness. I'm like, all that tension of man's best friend saving him and taking him, all that this Krypto is, highly intelligent, all that goes out the window, bruh. This is just a dumb dog with superpowers, which is now, it has me thinking, this dog is going to be a menace, all right? This is going to be a bigger threat than freaking anything Superman fights.
He's out of line, but he's right.
But nevertheless, we get through the trailer, we have him screaming because of the sun and the intensity, and then people are trying to justify, well, the sun is healing his bones and that's why he's screaming. I'm just like, all this just undermines the super of this man. Okay, and I get if that's what you're going for, is to try and humanize Superman. There are other ways that other films have done it better than making him scream like a little girl and making him, see, he feels pain just like us. That's not really, the best way to humanize this individual for the audience. But this is James Gunn movie, not mine. Then I come across the poster. They released the poster. I'm like, this poster is dog poop. He looks like menacing. It looks just exactly like how they were complaining about Snyder's Superman, how he was a menacing individual, how there was no color to him and everything. I'm like, what is this? He's just like this, I'm like, okay, that's not really, a good look for this Superman and trying to differentiate himself from, Henry Cavill. Time passes on, and then we get the new poster. I'm like, this new poster is amazing. Apparently they were listening to the fans. It's the same pose, but he has a little smirk on his face, and he's looking up. And apparently the Photoshop artist from the previous poster was fired, and they hired an actual good Photoshop artist. Now, a few things here and then, they go a little bit, heavy on the, the lens flare, and, that's nitpicky. But the poster, it's absolutely night and day from the original poster. So I'm like, okay, this is starting to look good. Then I see the trailer, the teaser trailer. I see the teaser trailer. I'm like, okay, this is cool. We've seen that shot of him saving the little girl. That's awesome. But then we get a little fight scene in there, and it's in the air, right? And he's fighting this. I don't know what this individual is. It looks like a bootleg. What's his name? Juggernaut. That's
What?
That's what he looks like. He looks like a bootleg Juggernaut. I know DC fans are, losing their minds. You don't know who that is? No, I don't, fam. I don't. But I'm like, okay, this fight scene looks cool, right? Now, obviously, we're going to compare the fight scene of this to the Snyder's fight scene with him fighting Zod. That's obviously going to be compared. But I'm like, what they've shown us thus far looks pretty cool. This villain has lasers and is lasering, the people of Metropolis. So it's like, okay, there's some tension there, where I didn't really feel that tension with, him versus Zod, but it was a cool fight scene nonetheless. Then we get this shot of him flying, and I'm just like, oh God, bro, I thought we stopped with these cheap flying, screen tricks. I don't know what it is, and that's the issue that I have with James Gunn's Superman, is that the quality is all over. You'll see something that looks good, and then they'll put out something that looks bad. And then they put out something that looks good, and then they'll double it up with something that looks even worse. And I'm just like, it's just all over the place. There's no consistency in the level of quality for this film, which has me a little, little scared about what we're gonna see. Okay, especially with the leaks and them claiming that this all has to do with Superman feeling bad about social media and everything.
Come on now, dog.
I don't know. It's just all up in the air. Because when it comes to this flight scene, it reminds me of something like back in the day from like Video Copilot and how they would do like After Effects tutorials teaching you how to do little simple tricks and stuff like that. And that's what this looks like. It looks like a YouTube short or a TikTok a challenge of people flying and stuff like that, where they, take someone flying and then in 2 frames they be off and everything. And it just looks really poor. And, let bygones be bygones. But when it comes to the Snyder, his first takeoff, and I don't think this is his first takeoff, but when it comes to Superman Henry Cavill's takeoff scenes, they are by far 10 times better. And as an animator, I can explain to you why. So the human eye, it takes at least about 5 to 6 frames for us to register something. That's what it takes. And one aspect of that registering what's going on is a common animation principle, and that is the animation principle of anticipation, right? Before I punch you, I go back to go forward. It's a simple mechanic. I don't know what to tell you. It's simple, very simple principle of animation. And James Gunn's Superman breaks that simple principle, where he just goes, bam, and it comes off very cheap. Comes off very cheap because he's not only in frame for, I believe, only three frames. He's only in frame for like 3 frames. 1, 2, and then you get maybe a small blur of red, but 3 frames that you can visibly see him in frame for his takeoff. It looks bad. It just looks bad. In addition, with no anticipation, it just looks like he's just, and it's like, what? Trust me, I get it. He's supposed to be fast. I get it. They want to show the speed. But you have to understand, I'm not superhuman. No one in the audience is superhuman. We have to have something that we can register. We have to have something that's comparable so we can understand what's going on. Otherwise, we get this it just looks janky. If we compare this to Henry Cavill's takeoff, the first takeoff, there's a great anticipation. So even though him actually taking off, I think it's about 5 frames, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 frames until he fully is out of scene. That is what we need. That is great. Anticipation, and then he takes off, because now we know what direction he's going. We can see, okay, he's going this way, angled at a 45 degree for him to take off. He bends down to take off. Awesome. Love the shot. They even double it up to give you a second angle to see him shoot in the second part of him flying. Because even in the second part, there's some anticipation where the ground starts shaking and he gets off of the air, right? So we can see he's going up in anticipation to go even faster. So even in that, I think there's about, I believe it's 5 frames, if I'm not mistaken, 5 frames before he's completely out of the scene. And then once, as I said before, they give you a second angle of him going up and how fast he's going. Simple things like this, based off of the principles of animation, would greatly help James Gunn's Superman. Hopefully they have time to fix this, because this looks extremely poor. Extremely poor. If you break it down, it's a blurred scene, and then it's another blur, you can't see it, and then it's gone. And then they try to, cheat it by moving up, but it comes off as cheap. It doesn't register, and it doesn't look good. I'm just telling you, from an animation perspective, this isn't how you do it, bro. It's just not. I don't know what to tell you. But overall, I think I'll have a better idea of what he's going towards with the trailer tomorrow. Because there was another one where they had like a dog commercial, and people were trying to say, oh, it's a dog commercial, how are you judging it? And I'm just like, this seems to be one of those jokey type of films where they may have a tense moment, and then he tries to ease it up with like a jokey joke. And then it's a tense moment, and then it's like a jokey joke. And I don't know, for me, that seems to be signs of an amateur. And I don't know, for me, that seems to be signs of an amateur director. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm not saying that this is 100% for certain, but given how he, bait and switched us with the first scene of Krypto Take Us Home, and then we come to find out the longer scene is a big jokey joke, and then seeing Mr. Terrific, going, yay, with Crypto giving him dog treats and stuff, I'm just like, this is probably after, you know, the kaiju destroys the city or something like that. And then he cuts to this. It's giving me like, you know, Family Guy vibes when it comes to the editing. And I don't know. I don't know. All I can do is judge based off of what he's shown us thus far. I hope that's not the case. I really do. I hope that's not the case. But we'll get a better understanding of the trailer tomorrow. At least I will. I'll get a better understanding. Okay, what are they going for? What is he exactly doing? Because it seems schizophrenic thus far. Okay, especially with the quality, certain shots. I don't know what to tell you. But overall, that's my take. I don't have anything to tell you really. It's just I'm holding my breath. I think that's the best thing. I think that's the most intelligent thing for everyone to do is to hold your breath right now. Don't make any assumptions, because any assumptions I've made, bruh, based off the more content that they've released, have been just blown out of the water, bruh. So I don't know what the tone is of this film. I don't know what angle they're going for. I don't know if there's gonna be, you know, any tense moments or if it's just gonna be jokey all over the place. We'll see. Nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think so far. And subscribe. And until next time, guys, keep animating.